Thank you all for coming back. Council, if we are ready to continue, but just before doing that, I just want to inform the audience here that at the end of our hearings today, we are going to have a reconciliation event in the hall here. Two witnesses wanted them to reconcile and want to do it on our premises here at the TRRC under our auspices as well. This was an initiative that Mr. Sabali requested to reconcile with Edward Singate, who wanted the same reconciliation as well between the two of them. It is not a TRRC initiative. It is an initiative of the two witnesses. And reconciliation, as you know, is a key component of our mandate. And we are going to provide our auspices and our premises as well for them to do the reconciliation here. It is something that we only acting the TRRC as facilitators. And as I said, with this element, a key component in our mandate, as I said before, we are providing our premises and the time for that. So at the end of the hearing summit today, the Committee on Reconciliation will be part of, they actually would be hosting the event. So we will do that once we finish our hearings at the end of this afternoon. With that announcement, Council, are we ready to continue our hearing? If we are, you may proceed, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome back, Mr. Sanneh. Please turn on the microphone.
Council ko Dismissal Mr. Sanneh. Sila microphone mara.
Yeah, Mama.
I would like to remind you that you're still under oath. And therefore you have an obligation to continue telling the truth.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I hear you.
Prior to the break, you told us that in 2006, you returned to the State House as Yaya Jammeh's orderly. During that time, can you tell us if you became closer to Yaya Jammeh, serving as his orderly?
Isa fono nyo wato ila kulu katata Yaya Jammeh le wato men ibeke kan ala orderly oti.
Ha, katata balale katung orderly mimbe nunje.
Yes, I became close to him because the orderly that was there,
Minna kita balanum bake walen tombom bojanti.
the one that was close to him a lot was Tombom Bojang.
Anata wo bondije.
He removed that one.
So ntetata je ntening Seku Jallo.
So I went there and Seku Jallo.
Seku Jammeh?
Seku Jallo.
Jallo.
Seku Jallo.
Thank you. Can you tell us what you meant by you got closer to him? What types of things would you do for the president?
Ako ila kumo ko to munyinde ko ikatatala e kamun ku façon le ke ala koto to mo
Kotlang omu ala fengola kamindung.
That was the clothes that he wore.
Like now, out bottle laundry, asamba laundry.
Like when they are taken to the laundry,
nga samma nan tolle ka park
when they are brought back, we are the ones that normally would pack them.
nga park ka samba droto nga be landi kukaay
We will pack them, take them to the drawer, and arrange them properly.
ala samatol
His shoes as well.
anim fana nga ka nyanna ka dundi ko min dung lungolung
And also, every shirt or clothing that he had to put on a daily basis.
ntolle ka sele kay nga landaye atebina la reka juba be min tala dum
We are the ones who normally select that for him. As he comes in, he will just inspect it and then put it on.
How on a daily basis, how much time would you spend with Yaya Jammeh when you started doing that for him?
luwolunding brali o do ko damuta Yaya Jammeh e ka wati jelle ke ka satara ibabala
katara balale fonang nga tuina nga dulale soto mi alon ko bungolong odli bungolong
There was a room which was the room for the oddlies.
so nga tuwole to telefono bije
That was where we reside. It had a telephone.
so atekatu somda kasi ala saloto
Sometimes he sits inside his sitting room.
so muka sinyo kan tenting umbe nga tara nyo kan tenga nyo jube
We don't sit.
Muko okay.
We don't sit like in the same place and looking at each other. We don't do that.
akamuda ko kasi bungol ton to damangol bije bare bundale ben tema corridor le bije den bunda ben tema
But we sit in that room of ours, and then there was a door and a corridor between us and him.
so nintol tatan solota ala bunko non kataje pour do ko e non kanala rek nga konko ni nga konko nga e danku
So
then
if we
matambi.
needed to go to his room to do any one of our, carry out any one of our responsibilities, we will knock onto the door, and as he responds and opens the door, we will go in and do our work.
anun kataje fona bota ji atata office auto like working hours like somandal
So
like
we are always there until, except if he leaves and goes to his office, let's say during working hours in the morning.
what lenka mbuka tara nyo bala but apart from that
That is the only time that we are always not together. But apart from that,
na borna office auto rek mbe bunko no jele mbuka jamfa jela
once he returns back from the office, we are always in the room close to him.
So you essentially lived with him at the residence.
yeah
amunta wolem nyinti nabe nyokan tara dulato je
ha
Yes, yes.
Can you give us examples of how Yaya Jammeh would treat you and Sekou Jallow when you were both orderlies at that time?
santiyo façon dinna Yaya Jammeh ka alla kulu ke nyaadi wato men albije ordliyala itanin Sekou Jallow
akan treat nyame nta fulano lungo wati do ka soto akan treat le ay betia do mandi barala betia bukame
The treatment, I can say, there were times when he treated us well, but that does not usually last for a long time.
What do you mean by that?
ako kutumo koto mumuneti
aribe do ko la moye abe banena
Because
Always.
here you are working for somebody, and then you have him constantly abusing your mother.
num fanang ibije ebuka sino beto ebuka sino no correctly
And also, you are there, but you are unable to have a proper sleep.
nin jinko e muta naye taraje abe naye taraje rekino waseke anil le maro nanang
If you are seated and you are dozing off, and if unfortunately he finds you in that state, sometimes he comes along with a whip.
anu naye taraje abe akan karwas la akan lipale
And when he comes there and finds us there, he used to beat us with a whip.
anu wati do ka soto anyu susula spray ani woka nanang
Sometimes also he comes with a mosquito spray,
naye taraje mesino la ka spray al kanje al nyaadal kanje
and if he finds you asleep, he will spray that on your faces.
fo ika toto fo sometimes sometimes dol ka toto fo yellow ka feka yellow toto
Sometimes you cough, you choke and you cough to the extent that some people used to even cough blood.
It happened to
me, it happened to Bajere, it happened to Sekou Jallow.
You said that he would beat you with a whip simply for simply because he found you sleeping.
Iko akebusa karawaso la kato ayetara jinko la wala sino.
Jinko sometimes ni sita hani comme ni be batari ngi be dulato e buka sino no maybe tilikilin tilifule man sino.
When you are dozing off, sometimes you are in a place for 1 day, 2 days, you did not sleep.
Ngaje ko no manki tanati ni sita rekino hani nyabiti maybe hani mantra sino la bar ni nyabiti. So I did
not see that as a problem. Sometimes you may not be sleeping, but you could just be relaxing and you close your eyes for a moment. If he finds you in that moment, he will accuse you of sleeping and such, that that kind of punishment will be meted out to you.
Do you recall how many times that happened to you?
I cannot say, but it happened several times.
So that is something that he would do often.
Yes, he's used to that a lot. God is my witness.
As a result of those whippings, did you sustain any injuries?
Akao karawaso menkala fo karawaso anane balo busile ka fara wala ka barama.
Anene nkungo temo jang mako fela jat ni camera fa sa juwe.
Once I had an injury on my head, the mark is here, the camera can even focus on it.
Ala suodo akami muta muronyi.
The sword that he holds in his hand.
He once found me there, but I was not asleep, but I had closed my eyes. The sword was inside his cupboard. So he took that and hit me on my head, and he wounded me, and blood started oozing out. And then he turned just like that and went back to his room. That happened.
You also mentioned that he would sometimes spray mosquito spray in your eyes because you were sleeping.
Susula spray aniwele kana susula pompo aya pompi nyada kang me yalonko asimari deundia fofana akakele
ha.
Yes,
okay,
he used to do that.
And you said that happened to you as well as some of the other orderlies.
Yeah.
Yenyum foka ketetela aning orderly dolu.
And you said it was so serious that some people would be coughing blood.
Iko tumodo la ka sangara la hanfo imari ka toto fo ka yelo bondi.
Ha.
That used to happen, yes.
How often did you go through abuses such as this?
Wo mantora fasongulu wo jawya fasongulu it watini wati wo kake alla nyaadi le watini wati lo mbam fo adalta wolale.
Adalta wolale nsa fula abuka ke ngolu mbare adalta wolale wo kai wo buka bayi.
That was not happening every day, but he was used to that. It was always happening.
Apart from the two examples that you've given us, very serious examples, were there any other ways in which Yaya Jammeh would essentially lash out at you and the other orderlies?
Min santion fulo ko la yemenu foten fosila dolu bijele akali tilimbaliano nyamin wala ka kudimindi ukalla.
Ntara miroro wala jana grawta katu min jana aka min sonata obe kono mu jiyola de jusumi ari nga sa samba nga bon kan baru jiyo wote fenkele la
in my thinking those were the most serious. As for cold water, sometimes he'll sprinkle it on you, but that was nothing compared to the other two.
You mentioned that he would abuse your mother.
Yanyum foko ake wato dolo ake banenne.
What are some of the instances that would lead to that kind of behavior?
Mun kulle ka sabu akaw manya façon ke molula.
But nga fotenti like atemu multi mi alonko.
Let me put it this way. He was someone that you know.
Hani nga nyin kayto muta ite fungal ne ko nyimu kayto koyoleti.
Even if I held this hand, which you yourself can tell that it's a white paper.
Ite aje inte nga alonko nyimu koy maleti.
You saw it, and I saw it too, that it is white paper.
Anate koy ko nyimu black paper leti.
And he tells you that, in fact, it is a black paper.
So saying, fair for herb is black.
So you must accept and say, yes, it is black.
Niko ha ilafta ka ina nyo sabari ka fule ika challenge le.
And if you wanted to disagree, he would say that you wanted to challenge him.
So wale ka atine no wale ka atine no anim because I fem for the kit ilafta ka fay ko no nyinong you know to nyati reka kamera ko ka challenge le dang.
I think that's the reason. Because if he said anything and he wanted to tell him no, it's instead this way, he will see that as a challenge to him, and that usually leads him to abuse your mother.
So until communicate can deal rek na fem for diam tarek Monday.
So what we normally did was just to keep quiet. Whatever he said, we keep quiet.
Apart from the verbal abuses, such as insulting your mother,
Hana manke nendiroti kumaka nendirolu men keta ba nendirolti.
are there any other types of statements that he would make as a result of something you did that he didn't like?
Fo aka kumaka ndolu fole men sike kumakurulti ka foko yekule ke ate mallafi men.
Te kai nsa fonole no alafta ka fem fo rek ba fulele.
Well, for him, I can say that whatever he wants to say to you, he always says it to you.
Hani man fenke hani fer foko leke na farta ka minke le ka ba kilela.
Even if you did anything, even if you didn't do anything, whatever he wanted to say to you, he would say it.
What are some of the things that he would say to you?
Fo kuma dolu bijele men ya lon ka sike kuma kurumuti wala sike kumoti ate kamem façon faali men ya lon ka manke kuma nyimate.
Qarante ayin silandile no.
He scared me, you know.
Anine ya fonyele.
He once said to me that
Kombe fala le ko wulo.
that I would die like a dog.
Ibena fure to mona silo le kan komi wulo fure moto e mintaki.
That my corpse was going to be picked on the road, just as the dead body of a dog would be picked on the road.
Ayin silanda ko kumo fonyele.
He used to scare me and say those kind of things to me.
How did it make you feel when he said those things to you?
Ake ite ka uta nyadile ka feel nyadile na yo kuma kam façon lu foye.
Sondo mo buka tenku na yo fonye.
My mind used to be disturbed when he said these things to me. But I used to say that, well, let me just leave everything in the hands of God. When the time comes for me to leave this place, I will leave it. I just leave everything in the hands of God.
When he issued threats such as these, did you feel that he was capable of carrying it out?
Yes. I took those things seriously because he had the power.
Why do you say that?
Because he was the president. That was why I never took his threats as just empty threats.
What about when you went on tours?
sila nali tata tamo la mane duntengo ka kenyadile.
Are there any examples of how he treated you during that time?
Fo santion dolu bijele akakufa songulu menu kala nali betama siloka.
Woka soto le fanang.
Yes, it used to happen also.
Kadundeka dung ala moto kono aka biskito mi fay.
Yes, because I used to get into his vehicle. Those biscuits that you used to throw out.
Na wulta lota tengam biskito diala katula afayla mole.
When he stands in the vehicle, I am the one who used to supply him the vehicle, the biscuits which he then would throw out.
Ninga biskito diala maybe later, maybe atul fong baja ne camera je asonta ka taria ka fay mol kanteng.
When I'm giving him biscuits, and sometimes if I am slow in doing that, if you would check in the clips, you would see that sometimes he throws the biscuits very fast.
So ning ngadile an soto rek no abelorinda ma ben dam fulana na inchiknang.
So that if I delayed a little bit in supplying him the biscuits, he would kick me as he stands there on top of the vehicle. There, he would kick me down where I was seated, supplying him the biscuits. That used to happen.
As a result of the way he treated you and others,
akakolu menu ke itela anen ikafunyo lolu akao kufa songulu menu sambali kam.
did the other orderlies stay on the job, or did they eventually leave?
Orderly dolu e continue do ko la le bang fodum fanalu nata ida ha do ko nyinale.
Banyame watu ino mobuka hanye ino ibe orderly la yafuko ibe do ko bulala onyama.
At that time, nobody was brave enough as an orderly to say that they were going to leave the job.
Barnga ku killing kalamra ke ba aning ntenga orderly min taraje.
But there was one thing I noticed. There was one orderly that I found there.
The
way he left the place, he accused him of stealing his money.
After
he dismissed him.
So one tara physical, well in Tommonti, one tara ground.
So that man, Tombong, ended at the ground.
So after Tombong, I
think Tombong later on had an accident.
So another country na kafonye ko yeto monjere ni ka foko tombo yala kudole sunya wala tinna we asdang soto.
So Tombong had that accident and broke his leg. So then he began to threaten me, telling me that, you see, Tombong, he had that accident because he stole my money. That happened.
As far as you know, was that allegation true or false?
Silang itela londo do wo tumiro mu tonyalti bang fa manke kuma soto
manke tonyati because
that was not true because
orderly je minata na ngaya na parete bal na ko mi lafte ke bala ka kamole lay kan ya fu yala ko le sunya wo nyineke
any orderly that he fell out with, that he wanted to sack, he must accuse you of doing one thing or the other. Either you stole his money or accuse you of something else.
As an orderly, did you have access to handling his money?
Akonibe orderly yala foi bulo ka sino le ala koloma bang
ibulo ka sino wala because ala bagol be ateleke na ala bago so ke soron ne chawol be ka tarate lugu.
You don't have access to that because all his bags he will lock them up and keep the keys himself.
This Tombong that you mentioned, is it the same as Tombong Bojang, or is it a different?
Tombong Bojang, yeah.
Akwe Tombong memfudate o Tombong Kilingolong, Tombong Bojang.
For how long did you serve as an orderly at State House?
Ye wati jelle ke orderly yala State House.
Kabo binitaraje 2006, antaraje for 2014.
Since I got there in 2006, I was there up till 2014.
So essentially, you were one of Yaya Jammeh's orderlies for about 10 years.
amunda eketa ya jamela odlioti hanu fo sanji tang nyong
2 years at Kanilai,
ye sanji fulake kanilai
and then about 8 years at State House in
ukol
Banjul.
inata sanji saike state house to Banjul
Is that correct?
fo aketa wala nyam
Voilà.
Yes.
During that time,
wo wuce okono
can you tell us about the relationship that the president had with some of the women that would come to the State House?
utembo yaya jamme musolu menu ya lonko kana state house je atani wolu temolu yemune korosi je
As we discussed previously,
ko nga kacha nun komanto nyamin
I will give you a sheet of paper with a list of names,
abe kaito dile la molu tolu be saferin damen
and you can refer to the actual name.
mariolu menu tolu bije si o tolu tombonno
Let me clarify. You can refer to the number,
isa mari la to ben to woto e nombale soto be o nombale tombonna
next to the name, but do not refer to the name of the individual.
ibe nombanyil doron ne fola doron ita mari to fola
I will also hand the same sheets of paper to the commissioners,
abe o kayti façon kilimule fanandi la commissioner lula
and so they can follow your testimony
bitol be bulalete la kuma kangole no may be nombalu mennu fola
in relation to the circumstances that you will explain and what you observed.
an bitum wo be akela le ko ite kulu je nyami ba satala nyamin an ye men korosi
So I'll provide you with the list, and then I will ask you some more specific questions.
abo kayto dile la wotolu be dama ni o nombalu bitu abe continue la ke nyininka rolu dolula
When you were interviewed, Mr. Sanneh,
Mr. Sana ko biri ye interview ye nyininka
one of the questions that you were asked
nyininkarol kono ye nyininka ko kilinna
was about what you may know in relation to sexual violence offenses
wolem nyindi ko ite mellong musol la karola fitina façon men la musolu kan
or any odd behavior that you noticed at State House,
wala jiko jaw façon men ite ya cross state house je
including anything involving underage women, and I'm referring to under 18 years.
ko kunding men sitilin dindingol la muso dindi sunkutun dingul men ya lonko wulu siobe sanji tang anin seye duma
Our investigations are ongoing, but any information that you have would help us assess the situation much better.
na kisi rolu be ke kanne de bari ite kibar wo kibar dinna fana wo bentulu mako ile kende ke
One of the things that you mentioned in your statement
ila sata kuma kan kono men safeta yo kuma kilim foje
is that the former president was very much attracted to the opposite sex,
ko ate nyim membe president yala nun jang musol la ko diata e bak
and then you talked about some of the women who would come to the State House
andu ye musol dol la kumo fo menu kana state house
at very odd hours of the night.
andu wol dol kana je suto wati sangarol lela
Can you tell us a little bit about what you observed?
fem fanye la krosiroto ite menje wo kolto tumo
And again, reminding you not to mention any names
kota ka be hakilo bulan la hanni man tofo munta ko nombalu men bi je be wol le fola
and to use the sheet of paper in front of you
bitum kayto men be nyaati lingola be ta mala wolela
to help us follow your testimony.
purunga bule la sede yaro noma
Thank you.
abaraka
Puka diamo senyandi ela aiming for
To make things clear, based on what you said,
manke state house li kanel lailong.
it's not the State House.
Well, same,
It's,
abem
it's,
kilinde.
it's Kanilai, but it's the same.
It's dolka nana coming like protocol
Some used to come, just like protocols.
Maybe I can invite, maybe I grill ke, I invite.
Those that he would normally invite for grills.
Or dole na nang kahata him.
Some also come to brew green tea.
Yeah, waka soto.
That used to happen.
So let's maybe talk about the attire first.
Akonga ataya ko folofo.
What was significant about women coming to brew attire for the former president?
Mune kumma yata musol la koto mennu kana ataya tabi president way.
Ya tabi ya sambaye.
They will brew it and take it to him.
Normally, ning akita nyama ntole nyana ka escort ngadi 60 wodola.
Normally, if things were in order, we would be escorting, taking it and giving it to the stewards.
But ni wole ahima ka fole ye bula itol fonga ya samba.
But if they brew it, he used to give order that let the women themselves take the attire to him.
Sometimes kedol fananka hata himle sojaro mialon ko kellong.
Sometimes also other people like soldiers who were men, they also brew the green tea.
But ni wole ahim inkasti wodole kanana rek where samba ntol nga escort.
But when those people brew the attire, the stewards will come, collect the attire, and then we the orderlies, we would escort them to take it to him.
But ning sunkuto ten like sojaro wolia tabi.
But if it is ladies like this, like female soldiers, if they are the ones that brew it, they would take it themselves to him.
Escort.
And he will tell us not to escort them.
Sometimes maybe 5 minutes.
Sometimes they are there maybe for 5 minutes and then they will come out.
Wati do kasije for wati tansaba wala tanani mafong. Imeje for yenana.
Sometimes they'll be inside there with him up to 10 o'clock or sometimes up to 4 a.m.
No, Montero la talang, no, Watu la talang 30 minutes kata 40 minutes.
30
Sometime,
minutes to
okay.
Okay. Minute tansaba kata minute tan nani yong.
Sometimes they are there for between 30 minutes and 40 minutes.
So the reason why you felt that this was odd
Dalilo me ya kendi ya jeko wo amanke koti anyanta tala nyaming.
is because if it is the stewards taking it upstairs, one of the orderlies would go with them.
Wala mnyindi ni stiwolo le ba sambala fo odli klini eta nyola.
However, if it was specific women taking the attire,
Bari ning ayatara musol le meni ata nyin samba.
his order would be that no one should escort those women.
Ala kamu mnyene ko mokana o musolu dandan.
Who would decide which woman would take the attire up to Yaya Jammeh?
Jumale ka nyala tombon ka fo musukari lebe ata nyin sambala ya jamme.
Ateleka for alikari kilinang.
He used to say, call so and so individual.
Aina hata tabi.
Let her come and brew the green tea.
And how would you call these individuals? You mentioned that some of them were soldiers based at State House.
Alkanyi molu kilinyari le kato yenyum foko dolumu sojaro leti men be tarling State House ji.
Or is it Kanilai?
For kanilai long.
Can you clarify which of the two residences we're talking about?
Asene ndi nye dinkira fulo lu nyelu kanilai long for Banjul State House.
Katara Banjul normally plain clothes.
We are usually in Banjul as plain clothes.
But nakata kanilai no normally mo bele kata.
But when he goes to Kanilai, everyone goes.
So was this happening at both State House in Banjul as well as Kanilai?
Ako oto nyinkakele alhakedo nyinkake dinkira fulo bele to bang Banjul State House anin kanilai akake abel.
No. State House je abuka taria only kanilai long.
No, it was not frequent at the State House. It was only at Kanilai.
Sorry, it was not frequent at Kanilai, at State House, or it didn't happen at State House, only Kanilai?
Ako silang abukake bakele Banjul State House ba abukataria kela je akake mensiata akake Kanilaile fodum akake nyadile.
Kake Kanilai la abukake Banjul. Ntenga min kalamta.
It used to happen in Kanilai, not Banjul, according to what I am aware of.
And when these instances of brewing attire and taking it to the president, when those instances occurred?
What nying ataya tabo ka tabi ka ataya samba ateye ning aketa wato lumen.
What was going through your minds at the time? Because I'm trying to understand what is significant about this in this particular case.
Ako alafta lonale wotembo ite katara mune mira kan katu ate fanan lafta lonale wotembo mune ka sababu mune ke daliloti mune ke daliloti men ka kende akake onya.
Okay, teo follow because normally na kita suto hanying hata katabi suto le.
Well, I cannot say exactly what that is because normally these attire brewing sessions used to happen in the night.
So daga ke talal
sometimes 2, 3, 4.
Some even 10 o'clock, 11, 12.
Sometimes 10 o'clock, 11, 12. It happens during all of these times.
But coming kata, ta follow min keta katu nene buka umtol abedame.
But I cannot say what happened because where he was.
Was
different from where we were, and except he gives instructions for any one of us to go there, we normally would not go.
Were there any occasions where you went upstairs at all?
For wato do lukasutule wato me alonko ite fansi sele kata santo je mume kebang.
During such instances, of course.
That never happened.
Were there any rumors going amongst you, the soldiers, at that time as to what you believed was happening?
Four. Ngunu kumolu betama kanjele atil dam mangulu tema alikono menu bije kata fo sojarolu ka fo nyinku kari façon lebe kekan.
Mobuka hani ko sifa dia watu minan tol bije bare maybe hani te funga yalo maybe sondo mo kono rekiti ke dele bare watu mole buka hani kaddi ko sifa fo.
No one was brave enough to discuss that. Even if you had such thoughts in your mind, you just kept them to yourself. Nobody dared talk about these things.
At that time, you told us that even when Yahya Jammeh would lift up a white paper and say it was black, you would all say it was black.
Ako watu wotembo iko hani Yahya Jammeh hanae kaiti koyo wulindi akoyo nyimfintale dia fu adiate Maria mandie foya fo ha tonya nyimfintale hanata kaiti koyo lem.
Based on the environment at the time,
ko be lari nyamen wotembo.
If a person were to say no,
is
that something that could have been done by, for instance, other soldiers?
For sojaro lumenu katarje fo sojar dolu si hanyo nyongo kelale bang.
Mo kalambare menyame nunje no malla mo be hanyi la wala.
I was not aware, but I do not think that given the situation that we were in, that anybody will dare do such a thing.
To say no to Yahya Jammeh's request. Can you describe the situation that you were in? You told us about you as orderlies, but generally what was the situation for the other soldiers?
Aya fo nje Benjamin bari atel odliol be men kono bari bitun sojar dolu menu bije wul latara nyaaje be nyaadile
lafta prunga jang fa prior clear ntol odlil bedamen tol katubungole kono.
I want to make this thing clear. For us, the odd list where we were was in a building,
The other soldier will katu bantale.
but the other soldiers were always outside.
Uminka guard keje we tra guard rumoto wala tra other side.
Those that were on guard duties, they will be in the guard room, and the others will be in other places.
And ning momang haji so rebuka dunam bunkono.
And if someone does not have any cause to come inside, normally no one would come in.
Fonate fananko inoko ali kari kili.
Except he gives instructions to say that call so and so person, then one could enter.
I would like you to look at the list of names that you provided. Can you point to the numbers on this list? To give us an indication of the women that would brew attire or take attire up to the president.
Number 6. Say.
Number 6.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Say. Number 8.
Number 8. Sorry.
Do you have a pen with you? Can you just circle number 8?
Number 8 murum kalala.
Kononto.
9.
Tang.
10.
Tanifula.
12. 13. 14. 17. 18. 19. Yes. These were the ones that would take attire. These are the ones I'm aware of.
You already told us that on some occasions that sometimes a person would go up for about 5 minutes and return. On other occasions, person could go for a longer period, 30, 45 minutes. And you told us that this would sometimes happen very late at night. Around 10, 11 onwards. And sometimes very early hours of the morning. You told us that some of the thoughts that went through your mind are ones that you did not dare share with any of the other soldiers. As the Commission is investigating this matter,
bari commission be nyin ko kisi kisi kan
we want to know what it is you were thinking at the time,
laftalo na le wotembo itela miraro mumuneti ikamune mira
based on the circumstances that you observed.
pour nyin kamala ite ko lu cross nyamin.
Because
My observation, that would be difficult because
I mean, London, Monatina K Ninke hata him Stiwodoka Samba, Nin don't let him, he told them my asam.
what I know is, why would it be the case that when a man brews the green tea, the stewards will take it to him? But if a woman brewed, she would be one taking it to him.
So what was going through your mind?
Wotembo ite kamune mira.
Tefe mira la bari mbaje la koino koning keni musobe bunkono, you know.
I was not thinking of anything, but I just took it that if a man and woman are inside a room together,
and
they spend a long time there,
Nitol dol natanang, dol, adiamta kita, wale fem for, o niwo natana we fem for, dulato.
If that one comes and says anything anywhere,
then I mean for maybe Tonyalo.
Then people will take it that perhaps what the person says is the truth.
And that is very important, Mr. Sanneh.
Mr. Sanneh.
Because we may hear evidence from some other individuals who might make certain allegations. So it is important for us to know what other people such as yourself observed. Including your views as to whether in some situations people could say no or accept what was happening.
Anim fanan ka foko kolu katanya men dolu si song bar dolu si balam fanan kolu la ak men katama.
At any point in time, have any of the individuals who've gone up to the president unescorted confided in you about what happened there?
That never happened. Because when they went and came back, they will just return back and sit down and continue brewing their green tea. But if I told someone had spoken to me, then today I would have revealed it here. Because I never got close enough to the room to know exactly what was happening there.
Because neneta fola fananga jele fanang abe fenka wala abe kukika mola.
And I cannot also say that I have once seen him doing anything to anybody.
And wolfana ni fundira na inatana.
And those people also, when they come out,
ibuka femfo or maybe nge fenje nyata kodo or maybe ye diam or ye feng from ya lonko inoko a nyineketa.
They never say anything. I never also saw it maybe in the way they look or their mannerisms, or for them to confide to anybody as to what might have transpired while they were there.
And of course, as you know, it's difficult sometimes to tell just from looking at someone whether something's happened to them or not.
And tomorrow akakoleale puruka mojube tendrong yenyi mirako nyinkukar ni nyinkukar le tamata.
You also told us that there were some of the protocol officers
who
would come to the residence at very late in the night at odd hours.
Dolu kana bungoto je watol men kata wati dibiringulti chatara sokuta.
You told us that sometimes Yaya Jammeh would ask you or one of the orderlies to call somebody.
Tumo dolu yenyum fanam foko Yaya Jammeh asafo iteye wala orderly do puye mo do kumandi.
In order for the person to go to the residence.
Mari site danku ala bungokono je.
Can you tell us about that?
Foisi fem fono nyewo fananto laba.
Awoka soto le akan
That used to happen.
asafolo kari kili ya connect naidiam.
You could give instructions to say, call so and so person, connect the person, let me talk to the person.
Then wo naidiamta na meta.
So after they have spoken, after some time,
Wasentol kili afoko mena kanne bare nim mo karile kana.
that one will call back to say, I am on my way coming, but I am coming along with so and so person. That used to happen.
Can you tell us around what time of the night this would happen?
Sai isa fono nyenne suto wati jumalam wokake.
Sometimes 12,
talan killing
1 a.m.,
fula
2 a.m.,
saba
3 a.m.,
nani
4 a.m.
Because because
while I was there, we did not have anything we call night. Every time we were there.
You said that sometimes you would call a particular individual in order to bring the person that Yaya Jammeh wanted to see, correct?
Tumodolu yenyum fuko tumodolu alsimo kumandi nyin kamala ayata mo kamanang Yaya Jammeh lafta menjela o mari sitawo kamanang ayanati wolemba.
Can you look at your list and tell us who are some of the individuals that you would call in order to bring people to the residence late at night?
Say wo kaito balajube fo molu fanalu bijele men yalon ko tumodo la ka kumandiro ke puru ibita melnu kamala nan ke natia e state house o sutola ke natia la bungo o sutola.
Killing
1,
fula
2, my mind can recall these 2 for now.
You will also notice that the same names are repeated in the second section as 30 and 31.
Ibajila ko woto kilingulu sain kaunkita wallale tansaba anin tansaba nin kilinjamutu.
So it's the same individuals that we're talking about. Their names are just listed twice for your information.
Amunta ateo mu kilingulu lonkato ito safeta si nyafula.
Ha nyumufulo ha.
Yes, these 2 individuals, yes.
And tansaba nimfula
32. He used to talk with that one.
After he spoke to the person listed as number 32, what would happen subsequently?
Mem tansaba nimfula njaunti nani odiamuta muna kana ke wokola.
Wakanana ne lakanana njile.
That one used to come there.
That
one used to leave from the combo end here. At that time, we were in Kanilai. And number 28. They used to come along.
So number 32 would bring number 28 to Kanilai, is that correct?
Ako abele ko tansaba nimfula njaun leka muani sei njaun nati Kanilai bang.
Yes, yes, yes.
And around what time of the night would that be?
Wakake suto wati jumale.
wati do ka futa nan talan killing.
Sometimes they will arrive at 1 a.m.
wati do ka ke talan fulati.
Sometimes 2 a.m.
And would the person listed as number 2 stay, or would he leave?
Ako membu nomba fulanjango nyinti. Akatujele bang fudunga te katale.
Asijele domande aka serve maybe drinks fenkola, soft drinks la.
Number 2 will sit down there for something, maybe serve soft drinks. Then after that, number 2 will come out.
Number 2 or number 32?
Ako fulanjango bang futansa ba nim fulanjango.
Tansa ba nim fulanjango ni wo sita ni tansa ba nim fulanjango wo kanana ne reka sije domande reka nasi ntolbe dame.
Number 32 comes there, sit down for a while, and then come and join us where we were.
Number flow.
Number 2.
Wale kataje maybe I soft drink dia la fenko dia la sije domandinga fana ifuntina.
So number 2 will go there, serve them some soft drinks, sit there for a short while, and then also leave.
Apart from the person listed as number 28,
Hana manke nyi married, membe mwani nse injango.
did number 32 bring any other individuals from other countries at night?
Tansa ba nim fulanjango fa modolu natile kabobanta bankulu kambang suto asemenu natije.
It happened, but I did not see the name of that individual on this list.
Is that individual from this country or from a different country?
Ako womari munyim banku dinguleti bang fa kabonam bantala banko leka.
Bantala bankolo.
Comes out of the Gambia.
Can you write the name of that individual on this same page, but with an asterisk next to that name?
Ako, is foisi omari to safe no le nyin kaito bala, bitun ya to safe da men ato dala, ye kalata ye fenkije na taman sero kije asterisk kutubabul kafu nyamen.
I have written it down.
You mentioned that number 1 and number 2
number following and influenza
who are also listed as number 30 and 31.
Me yalon ko lefanal mu number tan saban diongoti anin tan saban killing.
Are the people that Yaya Jammeh would specifically request to bring the women to the residence?
Po wolbumo leti Yaya Jammeh ka kangodi menu la pour ye musolu natije.
What was the role of these individuals?
Nyimolu ite lado community la lodula mu munetije.
Or put differently, what kind of position did they hold at the time, generally speaking?
Wala mo safo itel kamun kulle tamandije wo tembo.
They were protocol officers.
During that time, where did they live?
Wotembo itolbe siri mintole ila taradula.
Kombojan no ibe jang Kombojang.
They were resident here in the Combo.
Did they stay in State House or somewhere else?
Ako foi tara dulabe nun State House le falla walla be State House e bantale be dinkira dolto.
Banta.
They were outside.
Bareka wati jamake je back.
But they spend a lot of time there also.
You mentioned that sometimes they would bring some women very late at night. Are there any names on this list that you recall?
Ako e ko tumodolu ka musolu nati je suto bala. Fo tolu be o kayto bala le bay hakilo sibula menna.
Ha. Yes.
No. Saba.
3,
Nani.
4,
Lulu.
5,
Woro.
6,
Muwani Woro.
28,
26.
26,
Aning Muwani Konondo.
and 29.
Have you ever interacted with person number 7 on your list?
Ako fo ni mo me yalon ko wala woro wulan jangote kayto bala. Fo na mari ne la kudunta nyokuno le bang.
Ani manyulong.
No, I do not know this one.
For person number 6, do you recall how many times she came to the State House?
Ako woro njango nying fo hakilo sa mutale wen sinya jelle ke kana je aliaje.
Or the residents?
Ala
Kanilai.
Kanilai.
Kanilai ala bungoto je.
Ay watu. Ngalu ne ko nta kuntil no bara asiyatale.
I know that I
Kanana
cannot,
watu minabi kanana ne watu wat nintata watu minabi janga kanana mbake.
I cannot count the number, but I know that there were many.
I'm referring to instances where she would come with either person number 1 or number 2.
Akabe memma wolem fo wo mari anim modo sina membe me yalon ko wolem number 1 ti foloti wala fulanjam.
Aning kilingo kanale
She used to come with number 1.
wati do fana aning flanjam kana.
At other times also, she would come with number 2.
So just so you're careful with that paper, maybe rest it on the table.
Akoy si hakilo to kayto to de membe laring isi abe laring tablo kanje.
So your recollection is that she came more than once.
Ila miraro munyen ko anata jele men siata sinya kilimuti.
You told us that sometimes when they would come, you would be the ones to relay. You would be the one to relay the message.
Ako yenyum foko tumodo lu nibina itele fananka e kibaro futandi.
Were you at all present in the room at any point while these individuals were there?
Nyeng nibina la wala nibe tarla je ali bele katara bungo kono je bang.
ambele katara nimbe na nka sida me ni nata nangi ka ifananka si woleto
Where we used to sit, when they arrive, they also sit there.
Then nga telephone ta wala nte wala modo.
Then we will pick up the telephone, either myself or another person.
Nga fire ko number killing one nata na ning anim luntango.
Then we'll pick up the telephone and inform him that number 1 has arrived with a visitor.
Wala number fulanjango nata nane.
Or number 2 has arrived
anim modo
and other people.
So my question is, were you ever in the room? When, for instance, person number 1 would bring, number 1 or number 2 would bring any of the women to the residence?
Watu men ate number 1 wala mfolo nyindi wala fulanjango isi musolu nati bungo konoji.
Nene boka tara konoto de barin katara nka sida misalo to nene man dum konoto be katara dami.
I never got inside where they were, but we were always we were inside at the parlor.
During those instances, did you at any point see any inappropriate behavior taking place during those visits?
Itela taro wiche okonoje fo ye ku korosile wale ku je me ya lonka manke ku sobeti me ya lonko asakeje.
Nene mawo think because mbuka futa je bida men kasi ntol kasi na saloto kasi je ban nene mbuka futa la konoto je.
I never saw that because I never got into the room. We always sit at our parlor.
In your statement, you state that you would often see these people massaging the former president's feet. Is that correct?
Yeah, afo wato lobije ekajele nyimolu be president singulu nyabula.
Yes, that's true. It happened.
And do you recall on how many occasions you saw that?
Wake lungu dobi jenin tata wati dol to o wati dol nimbe kanilai but won tol ka jio samana nen tol ka jio samana nga jio samana rek no ngalandi teng like pano kono.
That used to happen when we are on tour or in Kanilai, but on those occasions we are the ones who normally would bring in the water. Once we bring in the water, we'll settle down.
Then ngabula jerek then number killing wala number flow.
Then we'll leave the water there. Then number 1 or number 2.
Warning moli aning maybe sometimes it will yeah, thank you.
And them and these other ones I told you about, sometimes they were always together.
Sorry, can you clarify that? You said either number 1 or number 2. With some of the individuals that you've already marked on the paper, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Apart from that, did you observe anything else on those occasions?
No, I did not observe anything.
Can you sign and date the sheet of paper in front of you? As we discussed earlier, you can only tell us what you observed from the outside. And hopefully that will allow the Commission to understand what other people will testify about. Can I ask the usher to retrieve the paper? Mr. Chairman, I will seek to admit this as exhibit number 0092, which would be relevant as well for subsequent testimonies.
Request granted. Did you say 0092? Well, we had 93 yesterday. Did we? Oh, my memory.
I was just given 92.
91. And that's all right. Are you retrieving ours as well?
Sorry?
Are you retrieving?
Yes, if you can just put it down on the table, I'll ask the usher to retrieve it now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
0992 is granted. Thank you.
Mr. Sanneh,
Yes,
Mr. Sanneh,
you told us that you remained as Yaya Jammeh's orderly until 2014.
yenyum foko etuta Yaya Jammeh odli yalla for 2014.
Apart from the abuses that you've testified about,
Hana manke nyanta tinyaluti yemenu foteng.
did anything happen to you while you were serving as an orderly?
Foku ketela le bang wato mebe odli yalla ite fango kungo. Yes, it happened.
Please tell us about it.
Afonye muneketa.
In 2012 kono.
In 2012,
April karo kono.
I remember it was in the month of April.
Mbe State House mbe Santoji.
I was at State House upstairs.
General Martin nata switchboard or call.
General Martin came and put a call through the switchboard.
Watonte be do kola ning cleaners will be do kola ya bunkono ya jamela bungotos.
By then, I was doing cleaning with the cleaners inside Yaya Jammeh's house.
Talantaning ngajeko talantaning maybe 10 or 11 mafongolo.
This could be around 10 or 11,
Ni manyina ino.
if I can remember.
One oddly telephone receiver ko nyeko
One oddly received the telephone and told me that
abortana anata ntara bungoto ko nyeko idanku Martina.
he
Martin
came,
ko eji sign.
he came running to me and told me, go and answer to Martin. He said you should go and see him immediately.
So nata na wala nyama.
That's how I came down.
For step out direct Martin, I call ke koteke.
When I arrived at the stairs, Martin made another call.
So milbe santo koteke ya wol ko Martin ko abina kanna be sele kannanne.
So those who received the call upstairs told Martin that, well, the person you called is coming downstairs.
So Martin ntebe yanimbe bunda ella pour ka jinan duma santo flow ka jina.
Before I can open the door from upstairs to come outside and meet Martin,
No bunda ella rek
the moment I opened the door,
rek ayem tungof ayen lipanan tongoro.
then he hit me on my on the back of my head.
Ayen school ayen naduniko school ayen sabanang.
He scolded me and pulled me out.
Stepol to enyurnang stepol to mbeji kana stepol le fana bije bantaji.
There are steps which I was descending and he pushed me on those steps.
So na jita na wala nyama fu dumaje.
So that's how we came down together up to the downstairs.
Officer to ya jamela ovni ka ji stepol reje ika santo jibe bare nabe officer ni ridol sabatare ifa ika jala bilori ni ridol saba.
When we are coming downstairs, because Yaya's office is upstairs, but if the curtains are open, if you look through the window, you can see him standing there and watching. I saw him standing there.
Martin being
Martin scolded me and pulled me out, so we were coming.
Captain Nuhabaji.
Captain Nuhabaji.
inata bunda to main gate.
They came to the main gate.
And ma marito basainga remember one military police J Fajara barracks. Military police J State House.
There was one of the military police officers at State House there.
Sergeant Job.
I think his name is Sergeant Job.
So Nuhabaji handcuff bondina rek handcuff.
So Nuhabaji took out a handcuff and they handcuffed me. They put me inside a pickup. They in fact pushed me inside the pickup. I went inside and sat in the middle.
So Martin seated Teng.
Martin sat on the other side.
Military police member State House Sergeant Job Obe sitting on my right.
The military police officer at State House, Sergeant Job, sat on my right-hand side.
Then I
cannot remember the driver's name, but he ignited the vehicle. So they took me straight to the NIA. When I arrived at the NIA, I was still handcuffed. Martin pulled me out of the vehicle and they just took me to a cell. It's the cell when, after entering the NIA headquarters, it is on the left-hand side. When going there is a corridor there.
Then Fenko Bundalong.
It's an iron door painted black.
Then I nailed sort of nefla, I cross nefla sort of the cross ring.
And there are two irons crossed on the door.
Part local sort of part local yele.
And there are padlocks too, but I saw them open the padlocks.
Then yenyuri bundale damerek.
So when they opened the door, they pushed me. They pushed me inside and I went in. They locked me up there. That place was very dark.
Palantero tijebare hole bije ka undingo lika light demanding maybe nani ni manyina nani barika.
There are no There are no windows there, but there are small holes through which, if you peep, you can see light the reflection of light from some areas. There are many things written on the wall. People wrote certain things on the wall.
Duma concrete floor long.
And on the ground there is a concrete floor. You can see urine anywhere in the room there, in the cell there.
Like ninkabo ala waramam ba sifa ya akuntutale.
Like the big size of bottles like this, but they cut it in half. You can see that these things are filled with urine. But also on the floor is all wet with urine. When I went in there, I found a curtain there, but I think somebody placed that curtain there, but even that curtain was wet. They put me in there and left me there like that.
Around 2 ma fongola rek
I was there till around 2 p.m.
inata e bunda yele
They came and opened the door.
en samba bundo kono
They took me into another room.
no the former DG deputy
The
Luis
former
Gomez
the former Director General Luis Gomez.
and one Mr. Jobate Marlong, actually the name, but I know the son name is Jobate Abe NIA.
There was one NIA officer, I cannot remember the name, but his surname is his surname is Jobate.
Can you describe Jobate?
Ako foi si Jobate kalango fono bang mo mnyadi lem.
Ke fingolong,
He's dark in complexion.
ke fingolong.
He's dark in
Mambalos
complexion.
Lobake.
Well, not very well built.
So inata ne konye ko muneketa.
They came and asked me what has happened.
Is Jobate tall or short?
Mo jangolom fo mo sutungolom.
Mo jangolon teng.
He is a tall person.
Please continue.
Akoy continue.
So inata nyini kai ko muneketa.
They came and asked me what has happened.
Ko nte malo minketa.
I replied and told them that I don't even know what has happened.
Konye ko ite malo minketa.
They said, you don't know what has happened?
Ko ha malo.
I said, yes, I don't know what has happened.
Nata fonye ko president ko itele kala kidola firing pino bondi.
Then that's the time they told me that the president said, you are the person who removes the firing pins from his guns. I said, that's not true. They told me that the president also said that you stole his money. I said, that's not also true.
So, imam fenf kenye imam batandi yenyin katende ben jube kam because by looking nge jube nyame imam batandi imam fenf fonye ngami fo enko ko manke to nyati.
They didn't worry me. They were just looking at me after I replied to their questions. Well, that's all what happened there.
So, but Martin Bioma Fongola, General Martin.
But Martin was around the area.
Can you tell us General Martin's first name?
General Martin, foya to follow nebang.
Alaji Martin.
Alaji Martin.
And at that time, what position did he hold, or which part of the army was he in?
Otembo mum palas le babulu rank wala be sojaru la bunda jumale la.
Abe telem fenkotinum PPO.
He was the PPO.
What does PPO stand for?
Ako PPO koto mumuneti.
Personal Protection Officer.
Personal Protection Officer. That's what PPO stands for.
Does that mean he worked at the State Guard?
Wale mnyinde ko abe do ko la State Guards le kono.
Wale ka like nim president beta kanda teleka si nyato ting teleka ti abala teleka la bunda fana yele.
Yes, like he's the person who sits near the president. Wherever the president stops, he's the guy who opens the door for the president.
And so what happened after you saw him at the NIA?
Sai mune nata ke biriya jawo dinkirato NIAJ.
Kabring ngaji jelate nata nang ya nyulnata yemurndi back selo kono.
So I saw him around, but these people came back and took me back into the cell.
So mbiye fo suto.
I was there till at night.
Nyulnata nang suto nga kalamta be kala around 3 o'clock mafong.
Then they came back, I think it was around 3 o'clock in the night, 3 a.m.
General Baji nata nanje.
General Baji came there.
Anin Nuha Baji.
With Nuha Baji.
Anim mo fulabare wol ma wol long.
Plus 2 other people, but I don't know those 2 people.
Which General Baji are you referring to?
Sol Baji.
Okay, he said he's referring to General Sol Baji.
So they came to the NIA around 2 or 3 in the morning?
So akol nata NIA je talang fula kata talang sabakang wo suba.
Nata nande bundani yeleta.
When they came, the door was opened.
So watu ni uniform mintata je.
At that time, the uniform I went with,
informo nyimu like ngafole Pakistan kamole woti.
this is the type of uniform, we call it the Pakistan camouflage, but it was a thick one.
So binata barjandi be mbondila je ngawle dun so yen handcuff.
That was what I was wearing, but before they took me out, I was handcuffed again.
Yen samba je NIA kono bundole biye.
They took me to another room inside the NIA premises there.
You
have some steps at the door of that room. I climbed up. When I arrived there, my trouser, they said, let me take off my trousers, and I took off my trousers. They took off my handcuffs and took off my shirt too, and I was naked. Then they returned the handcuffs on my hands again.
When they took off your trousers as well as your shirt,
were
you still wearing clothes at that point? Such as undergarments?
Well, I had on short underwear, but those things were taken off too. I became naked.
Can you tell us what happened?
They returned the handcuffs on my hands, but they didn't put on the light inside that room. General Baji, I knew him personally. When he speaks, I can straight off understand that that's General Baji. And Nuha Baji also, I know him. But I don't know the other two people present.
So General Baji be anin telefono niya kili abediamo anin ya Jammeh.
General Baji was talking to Yaya Jammeh on the phone because I recognized the voice.
So ako General Baji kan correction anyi ka ako akonye ko monate ne ka nyina kido la firing piron bondi.
General Baji asked me again, asking me why do I have to remove the firing pin from the guns. I said to him that that has never happened, or it's not me, I've never done it. And he also asked me, why do you take his money? I said, it has never happened. I heard Yaya Jammeh talking to General Baji saying that he was speaking to them he was speaking to General Baji in Jola. What he said in Jola, he was what he meant, what he said in Jola was that make things hot on him. So that's the time they started beating me up. They had rubber whips which they were using on me. There are marks on my back which they inflicted on me on that day.
the other people wole jola xamol ka jola xamole fo mammil souté wol ka jola xamole fo.
The two people I didn't recognize were speaking in Jola.
You told us about Alaji Martin earlier. Was he present in the room while you were being tortured?
Alaji Martin yala kumo funun komando abe bungo kono le wato men ibe tajire ya kan wotumodum.
Hani ateman taraje wolungo suto.
No, he was not there that night.
And from what you've said, it is Yaya Jammeh who ordered that Saul Laji and others torture you.
Yeah.
Akoya fo nyamenteng amunta Yaya Jammeh nyin kango di Saul Baji ni wo mol la pour ye tajire ya.
And after he said make it hot for him, they started torturing you.
Andu mbira ko en alikolu kandi ndia kan wotumolo ye tajire ya damuta ke ilipa.
How long did that go on for?
Woduye wati jelleta lawo ke kay tajire ya wonya wati jelleta.
Mbijele for almost ngalne 45 kata 1 hour mafongola.
It took about 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Apart from what they were using to hit you, did they do anything else to you?
Hana manke wo fole ulu menu be bulu be lipa kangala foye kudo kela le bang.
Because
they were just hitting me because I was lying down on the floor. My legs were not tied or cuffed. But my hands were still handcuffed and I was lying sideways. And they were kicking me too. That has even caused me a problem. Up to this day, I have a problem with my back.
After they tortured you for about 45 minutes or to an hour, what happened after that?
Biriye iwo tilimbali yake la montoro miniti tanani lulu kata montoro wati kilunka munena atake wokola.
Then yambulaje onyama.
They left me there like that.
Mbije Nuhabaji bije.
I was there, but Nuhabaji was also there.
General Baji funtita amantraja funtita domandinga atebe banta.
General Baji went out and he was outside the cell, the room. Until after some time, they came back. They took me back into the cell. They took me back, my things, my belongings. They threw them to me inside the cell. Then they took off my handcuff, but they returned me into the cell. When I went in there that day, I didn't eat anything.
The third day, I remember, it
was the third day that I had to drink water.
Two guards NIA,
there were two guards at the NIA who took pity on me.
Because they are
I think they were on night duty. They are the people who gave me some water. That was the third day. I can remember the other one's surname. It was Sanneh. A tall person. There was another man, the second person was my namesake called Yusupha Kujabi. They are the people who offered me some water. That was the third day. They were on duty that day. Just after the evening prayers.
How long did you spend at the NIA? For how long were you detained?
I remember on the 12th of April long.
I can remember it was on the 12th of April.
Tartaje for on the 29th.
If I can remember, I was there until the 29th of May. That was the day I was released.
Because on the 30th, kabring
if I can remember.
Among clear about you know na cloning na dimino backbone neti. But among clear print le but among clear tenal be date jelale.
Yeah, this is the scanning I took about my backbone, but it's not clear. But had it been clear, you would have seen the date written on it.
Chubanol olungo biriyem bula chubanol milbe state house je wollen samba.
The day I was released, it was the Cubans who were at State House who took me along.
Yen samba laptanoto because
they took me to the hospital because
of na ko nying ayimbatandile.
Because I was suffering much from my back.
Was that the first time that you received any kind of medical assistance after you were tortured?
Biriye lipa wolem sinya foloti bang ye jararo soto.
Wole keta sinya foloti ka biri yembula rek lungo minna yembula.
That was the first time I received treatment after I was released.
Because yembula inatan kambajila around 8 o'clock.
They came for me there around 8 o'clock at night.
8 to 9 inatan kambajes.
8 to 9. They came to me. They came for me at the NIA.
Then the following day, some from the State House.
I was taken to State House. So the following day, that's the time when I went with this Cuban doctor to the RVH.
So during your detention at the NIA, you did not receive any medical assistance, correct?
Wato men ye muta NIA manjaralo faso wo faso soto.
Manjaralo jaral soto je.
I had no treatment or any medical attention.
You told us that the cell you were placed in is on the left-hand side after you enter the NIA premises.
Yenyum fo nyenko ye dundi selo men kono ni dunta NIA wala dinkirato abe marakarol. Yes.
From which entrance are you talking about? Is it the one on Marina Parade or different?
Be bunda jumale ma bunda ba membe Marina Parade lomba fo bunda dolem.
Marina Parade.
That's the main gate from the Marina Parade side.
Ni dunta rek abe marama karola.
The moment you enter, it's on the left-hand side of the compound.
So while you were detained at the NIA for over 2 weeks,
were any
members of your family arrested?
Yes, my father
animbama
and my mother they were arrested from Sifo and brought along. And were brought to the NIA. They spent 2 weeks at the NIA.
On the 12th April, 29.
Well, I think I spent from the 12th of April to the 29th of May, I was with the NIA. So they brought in my father and my mother and detained them also, and they were detained there also.
But
I didn't know, whilst I was there, I was not aware that my mom and dad were brought there.
At that time.
To say that they were detained there at that time, I was not aware of that.
For
till after I was released,
then Fama Narata, na bring a call can explain Pabimbe Janga Bara man Kendia.
That was the time after I was released, I made a call, but my brother told me that, well, our dad is here, but he's not well.
So na diam ta telefonola.
Then we spoke through the telephone.
Akonye ko inatale ye mutaje.
My dad told me that they came and were arrested there too.
Akoye silandi kidota ya tilindi ila ina ye ka foy ko ha idingoye mune dila.
And when they were taken to the NIA, they were threatened with guns. Guns were pointed at them and were asked, what did your son give you?
Mbama fanang.
The same thing applies to my mother.
Mbama anya bukeje.
My mom is blind. She doesn't see.
So yate fana mutanane.
And she was also arrested.
Ya batandiji.
And she was given tough time there.
Mfamanata ya bering mfamanata ubulare kino mfamanata sasa I stroke soto.
When they released my father, he became sick and he suffered from a stroke.
Hanisa wo jararo mbola tenting hanisa man kendi abake.
Up to this day, we are still treating him, but he is not still quite well.
How old were your parents when they were arrested? If you can give us an estimate of how old they were at the time.
Nisa yirikano droila miro to etesa mera ifa sanji jelle soto tumo wa aniba.
Briben fama mutala mbaje ko abe tarla 80 soto lale.
Well, when my father was being arrested, I think he was around 80 years.
Mama be maybe 65 nyol mafam.
My mother will be around 65 years at the time. You said that while your parents were detained at the NIA, they were given a tough time. You told us that guns were pointed at them and they were asked questions. Do you know if anything else was done to your parents while they were there?
Ni molo ye nyinne fo nyere ke koye batandile katule ye kidota tindi kanje be silandila
No, I don't know anything else, but what they explained to me was that they were given tough time, they were threatened with guns, they were being questioned, and this was what they explained to me.
After you were released, did you return to your duties as an orderly?
Biri yebula enata murila do ko la banka ke odlioti
priyambul yembula rek yemurundi koteke data state house.
When I was released, they returned me back to State House again.
General Baji le nata yenkamba.
General Baji came to collect me.
Aning drive me a drive ni hakilo ba khane Lieutenant Sow.
The driver he came with is called Lieutenant Sow. They came and took me.
State House.
They took me straight to State House.
First floor to
I climbed up, but I stopped at the first floor. I was there. Yajame himself came down.
This is nothing.
He came and looked at me and spoke to me in English and said, "This is nothing."
I hold on.
That's what he told me. That's the only thing he told me.
How did you feel after everything you had gone through?
Saying,
Having to go back and work for Yaya Jammeh as an orderly at State House,
State House,
as well as what he said to you. How did it make you feel?
It's just like somebody who doesn't have any other chance. because I was scared at that time,
nata silala koteke
and that my fear was still increased.
nga fo kilo kono ko mbat nga traje nga jube nga ala dani.
I said to myself, let me remain here and pray to Allah.
Kara ka mol silandile ka nga hakil ku kilin soto sondo mo kono anene ko fo itata dawda dunya kono.
Because I remembered one thing in mind. He says that wherever you go in the world,
anene ko fo ngo hakilo ma woka we njena silandi wato because wato e malo ko itata dawda dunya kono na lafta ke.
He used to say that. He used to say that, saying that he is capable of reaching anybody wherever you go in the world.
So silo ben kono fanang.
I was scared because of that.
Bare ngalo ne ko bedame, amanke dula beteti.
But I knew that where I was is not a good place.
You told us earlier that you remained an orderly to Yaya Jammeh until 2014.
Yenyum fonyanko tuta orderly yalale Yaya Jammeh han for 2014 sangokono.
So you continued to serve for another 2 years.
Amunta continue tale yodo ko keje sanji fula koteng.
Can you tell us the circumstances that led to your departure from that position?
Saying afonye munkule ya sabu han fo inata bo palasoto.
Rimbije motana wo detention kono.
I was there after that detention.
Mbije wo nyamambe do ko la bare ayala kol tala do manding na tarola.
I was there working still, but he reduced his interaction with me.
Amerata fo kari woro.
I think it went on till 6 months. 6 months.
Akumasita koteke.
He started again.
Ala jiko akumasita ka sangarankan.
He started getting very aggressive with me.
So mfanamba do mondo mankanje wo nyama
I was still taking it easy.
Be munyakam.
I was still bearing.
But mfangalo ne ko nsondo mokono.
But I knew in my heart that
akatanya me among amanke coming ala kul katanya me tinting mfangalo ne ko
how he was doing things. I personally knew that.
Fonga silo nyini fonga try nga bonyin dularo.
I have to find a way and leave that place.
Atung 2014 kono.
Because in 2014,
I think April kono.
I think in the month of April,
I demote.
He demoted me
from second lieutenant.
From second lieutenant
kata W1
to the position of W01.
So after September fanankono.
After September,
I demoted koteke but
I was demoted again and made me a couple. But I realized that he was getting more and more aggressive. The threats that he used to tell me,
my dad ina na frebe kelale ba ko wulo ina frebe ba na frebe tembonna silo kan ko wulo moto komi moto na wulo taki.
He told me that my dead body will be picked on the street like if a vehicle crosses a dog.
So
So I also looked at the way things were going, and his government itself, how it was going. Then I said, this thing will not last again. That's the time I had the chance of going to America. Still, I was an orderly there.
So, one orderly long Aliu Sanyang.
But still I was with another orderly called Aliu Sanyang.
Ani I wole fenke mbala ntele ba nindikang. I wole katan dimbala ninguka.
He attached that orderly to me so that I can train that one.
So ni wona tamanyola ka watu minantata America.
So we went together on the trip to America. When we reached America, I put down all his things together and left them for him. I came downstairs, that's the way I left him there. There was a friend of mine who was living there. I went to that friend. I called him and I went to him and sat at his place. That's how I ended up with him.
Mr. Sanneh, thank you very much for answering my questions. I believe this would be a good place to stop and allow the commissioners to ask additional questions if they have any. And then you can make your final statement. Mr. Chairman, I hand over to you.
Consul ko ay kumo sawunde ay kuludi siranti ba fangola walem chairmanoti.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you very much, Mr. Sanneh, for your testimony.
Chairman ko inumbara bake council inumbara bake Mr. Sanneh ila sede yaro kang.
I'm sorry again for the suffering that you endured.
Ako isi haketu ye batamen taki wo kamala abe hakedanila.
Before I turn to the commissioners, if they have any questions, I just have one small one.
Ako jannabe kamodi la commissioner la pour ye nyininka te fanna ya fansu nyininka ndingo soto.
During President Jammeh's time,
ako President Jammeh la wato,
it would seem that there were 3 items that were symbols of his presidency.
Ku sababije amunta atela president ya taman sero mu wolleti.
The stick that he carried,
akaw doko mem mutabulo kono,
the prayer beads,
tasabayo men katarabulu,
and the Quran.
Aninga kawo Quranu mem mutabulu.
What contacts have you had with him on these 3 items? Did the orderlies clean them? Did the orderlies organize them? Did he read the Quran in the middle of the night and stopped at one surah and dropped a piece of paper and needed to continue? Did he have anything to do with any of these 3 items?
Nyin fen sabolu menu aye foteng alla odli ya kono wala itening odli kotengulu fali e kusotole alikam menke wulu labang wala nyinti ke fita ke seneyandi wala alke topoto wala alsike multimen si kutamandi wala karola fodum aka alqur'ano karanne wato dol fo aka ke nyaado nyama na aka ke nyawnyandi nyama al yemune soto wokoto.
Thank you.
Akoy numbara.
Baraka nga ngumuele.
Thank you, I've had that.
Ala suodo kami muta muronyin.
The sword that he holds in his hand.
Wo muka ntoluka funding alafta ka funti.
That one, if he wants to go out,
jama ka mutala atele ka muta ka samba.
In many cases, he takes it by himself and goes along with it. Or if he goes to the vehicle and he remembers the sword, if he has forgotten it, he will tell me or the orderly to go and pick up the sword for him. But we have nothing to do with that sword. The Quran also, that one also, whenever he is going out, he likes to hold it in his hand. Because we all know that the Quran is for protection. I think that's why he holds the Quran. But to say that he reads it, no.
ko ngo korsa tole.
I've realized that, I've seen that in him. He doesn't read the Quran.
Ani sabanjango.
The third thing,
Waleng tasabayo ni.
the prayer beads.
Wa khalafile akfanang aka wo fana khalafile ka muta wato wati.
He likes to hold that in his hand every time.
Bar fanang ko min nakata dulata nyinatala.
But if he is going to anywhere and he forgets the prayer beads back,
Asen kila afoko ta yenyi samana.
he will call me and say, go and bring this thing for me.
Den nga diala.
Then we'll bring it and give it to him.
Waleng ninga kusoto nyin fen sabol bala.
If there's anything to do with these three things, this is the only thing we have.
You cannot confirm whether or not the Quran was a real one. There are some people I know around the world who work with them or who go around with gospels pretending that they are real gospels when it's really an empty box with the cover of the gospel that they are pretending for it to be. Did he carry a real Quran?
Ako, o Quran fo Quran sobe olem katu molu sotonta dunia kono. Menu ka buko mutai ka dadale ko nyimu dina buko leti. Yo bari bitun satara yara fenken sengolom femfente konoto ika mute bulo kono wonya inaka yai. Bari fo ite nyi silo sotole ka korosi ko nyimu al-Quran tonya leti bang.
Watu nta fulano.
I cannot say that at that time.
Katu watu mang fahama dino man dino la kujama long.
Because I myself, I was not well versed in the religion.
But America.
But when I went to America,
no kujama long dino kono.
that's the time when I came to know a lot of things about the religion.
Tenumbalo na gos Qur'an niya yele.
That will, I would have known, because if you open the Quran,
ala koma tengi kajele ko ino ko naketa correct Quran olong ibajala ko the different signs signatures mimbi bine ka wol belonne.
Because if you open the cover, you will see the different writings, the scholars and the producers or those who wrote that particular Quran.
Bare watu mbije ntol buka watu muka hanyele fonkomin ka yele tentin ka long.
When we were there, we didn't have the daring mind to open the Quran and look.
Nta folano fo watu Quran olom bang fo buko long bare.
At that time, I cannot say whether it was a Quran or a book or whatever it was. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. If you have any questions.
Chairman ko numbara sign commissioner lunim nyininkar soto.
Deputy Commissioner, you have the floor.
Deputy Commissioner, Deputy Chair, wole be nyininkala.
Thank you.
Akoy
Thank
numbara.
you, Mr. Sanneh.
Akoy numbara, Mr. Sanneh.
I have 4 questions.
Ate nyininkar nani le soto.
The first one
Following
is related to the incident with the persons who were described as mercenaries.
Ako following wole molu iko menu mu mercenary woluti.
Are you able to give us an estimate of the distance?
Fo isi keno nyim fo no nyene keno binkira la jamfo.
Or of the time it took to travel from the place where the incident took place
Kabo dinkira to nyim ko fango keta daming
to Alakunda Junction
kata Alakunda la sila kumbengoto.
or to the back gate of Jammeh's fence?
Wala kata jammela koma sansan dato.
Ngalo ni silo nying.
I know that the road
Silo nying walang kata bambarang abe jemela kang ala kankangola dendengole bala silo bo ma fangol.
the road that goes to Bambarang is just by the side of Jammeh's Gardens or Jammeh's Gardens fence. The road is just by that fence
Kata bambarang kang.
towards Bambarang.
Okay.
Anu monfuta bambarang fana na satela.
And also we didn't reach the village of Bambarang.
Par ngalu na man jamfa jema fon fana man jamfa ba because birum bota nanje kananang gandimbe fen so sotola amang wo jamfa ba ke.
But I also know that Bambarang wasn't far away from where we stopped, because on our way back, it was a short distance before we reached the fence.
Thank you.
Numbara.
The second one
fulanjango
relates to when you were told
wala nyinti biri ye nyim foye ko
that the country was under threat
ko banko de amunta molle lafta fitino boyla jankang
from an attack by Casamance rebels
ka fuko Casamance rebelol le laftana la jamboyin kanna
or from Senegalese soldiers.
wala Senegal sojarol le laftana la jamboyin kanna.
When you went on patrol, did you encounter any of these the Casamance rebels or the Senegalese soldiers?
Biral tata patrol la wala mal tata kandarol la wo Casamance rebelol wala Senegal sojarol al nate jele bang. That has never happened. We've done our patrols on occasions, but we've never seen anything like that.
3 instead of 4. How could you perform as a soldier? If you were living in fear, or if you did not sleep at night.
It will be a very difficult thing before a soldier will become an effective soldier. You will have to sleep and have enough sleep. But you are sitting down and you cannot sleep. And you don't know what will happen to you today or tomorrow. You are always living in fear, like that you are sitting thinking of what will happen to me today or something. Anything can happen to me today or tomorrow. Living like that is very, very hard. It's tough.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chairman
Commissioner Samba, you have the floor, please.
Commissioner Samba le lafte nyinin kala.
Mr. Kamara.
Ako Mr. Kamara. Mr. Sanneh.
Mr. Sanneh ken. Lafte nyinin kala kuma kilini la ko fo watu mina yaya jameka nyembe ke musu kutundi wala ka ataya sambaye santo ka jindi duma. Fala muso wole.
Well, the question is that when these girls were brewing attire for Yaya Jammeh, taking it up to him, where was his wife? When that happens, that happens when the wife is not in the country. That happens during when the wife has traveled to other countries. Because the wife travels a lot. That it happens during those trips. That's it.
Okay. Question momenti.
The second question is,
well,
she asked whether you were also part of the killers.
Tartale company killing.
I once was with them in one company. And I worked with them for a short time. But I was helped by God. I left their group. If I said that I have never worked with them, I'll be telling lies. Ni mulata kono lentata wo patrol la for independent newspaper janita. I went with them on patrol when the independent newspaper was burned. What helped me was I didn't even alight from the vehicle. I was sitting on board the vehicle. And also when I came with Solo to Banjul, Solo decided to take us on that trip. We left the way. If I said I have never worked with them, I'll be telling lies. But But I've never been present or to see where they have killed a person. Yes, that's what I can say. That was plain to me.
Sabanjao.
Third,
Sana.
Sanneh.
Sana mentada.
And the people you went with Sanneh.
Atele isanso batele bulo kono no apareta news dulani janila bang isanso bontaka mbamfo.
Was he the guy having the petrol can and wanted to burn the place, which caused him to burn himself? Was it that way? When they were going, he was the guy having the petrol gallon.
Maybe akita buluje nyame nta folano man taraji.
I don't know how it happened because I was not present there, but he went along with the gallon. But he was the guy who held the gallon.
Okay, thank you very much. So, aketa kulukan sumunalid.
Akwa Abaraka, what happened turned back on him. It was a boomerang. That's it. That's how it happened.
Thank you very much indeed. Mr. Sanneh, if you have any concluding remarks to make, you may proceed to do so now.
Mr. Sanneh, niya kuma soto ibe memfula purka kuma kangulu bangala saying isitenten yofo.
Nte kaimbe Gambia molbe danila.
Well, I am appealing to the whole Gambia.
Puriye sabaro lafa.
Let them bear and forgive people. As for us, we were young and we got up and said, let's go and find work so that we can help our parents.
And army manke modola first choice.
And army was not the first choice for some of us. Some people tried to do other things. When they were unsuccessful, they decided to fall back and become soldiers. And after we joined the army, what our intention was to safeguard our country and to protect our countrymen.
But falling anata kenyame ndol fongol ninsita fongino mbuka wo fongo satano.
But things changed in a way which in fact was strange to ourselves, because when we think back of what happened, we cannot explain it. We just regret and pray to Allah. If we have wronged anybody, we are appealing for those people to forgive us. Because if you have something in mind, thinking of something, and you die with that in your mind, and the people didn't forgive you, you will die. But it's only Allah who will know what will happen to you. But you personally, you will not be happy. So I am pleased appealing to all Gambians to forgive those who lost their loved ones. Some people missed their sons. Those people are still living in pain. It caused suffering for them.
So,
still, what I have to say is I'm appealing to all Gambians to bear and forgive us. And I wanted to add something else.
Watu minantol be ami kudol bije mawol dolon mbuko wol dol karanno.
When we were soldiers, when we were in the army, there were certain things that we cannot read and we didn't know.
Like human rights violations, the legal duties and non-legal duties. Maybe mbafla no wole nyama.
Human rights violations, abuses, and legal things and illegal things were things. Those were things that we knew nothing about.
Even internet or State House.
Even the internet, when I was at the State House,
any moment Facebook sort of or online you can news read or
we were not allowed to go through the internet or Facebook or anything. You were not even allowed to read newspapers to know what's happening in the world. Because had we had access to those things, we would have been able to read and know what is going on in the world.
State House online news media or anything we call it or Yusupha correct problem.
But by the time when we were at the State House to go online and things like the internet and so on, the moment you start going through those things, you will have a serious problem if it is known. That's why I'm still begging people, I'm appealing for forgiveness. I want to say something that we shouldn't fool each other. There are people who are encouraging other people not to say anything, not to talk, not to say anything. Whoever tells you that, he's fooling you. I have my own experience. When I was working at the State House and when I was arrested, I cannot praise myself to say that I'm a good person, but during my career, I never insulted anybody, I never beat anybody, I have never done anything like that to any person. Even my friends who could have gone to my people, to my relatives, to my family and tell them that become Mr. So-and-so is so-and-so, those people decided to run away. They decided to abandon me. I know what I feel.
Bring testimony di Malik Jata Fanang, inata fana yenditen. Watu ninga miano ninka si janka mol call, ni mol kadiam. But bring keta da America no after another detain in America because your loi benyame saying abenyame hani femfo. Ya jimela ko benyame femfo ila koto ila kaitol jube rek. Ye toje rek like kule keta ten rek if any allegation about ya jemme in the Gambia,
when I was in America, I was also detained there after Malik Jata's testimony, because in America, if they hear anything about Yaya Jammeh and deemed that you were involved, well, you will be detained. This is what happened to me in America. I was detained there.
Telephone call so try puduka modol kelika foko alimma ko ale ta nyindula to alimma ko ngai ke pour nyinene man soto pour le ma koy
When I came home, I tried to make phone calls to certain people to tell them to help me and do some certain things for me.
And
those people, when I was in America, I was helping them, doing things for them. So when I appealed to them to help me and do certain things for me, they even stopped taking my calls. They all abandoned me.
So wolo rek mba sutani lale pru mo nkana nyonene yena nanjang iko e banka diam min ketayla o min ketayte mil longeno iko ita fola o ye man to nyafo wala femmabo aketa nyaabe lon nale.
This is why I said let's not fool each other. Things that you've done or you've known or you have gone through and you come here and refuse to tell the truth, that's very bad. Come and tell the truth. I think that's the only way things should go. And those people who tell you if you go there don't talk or don't tell the truth or don't say anything, if anything should happen to you, those are the first people who will run away from you. So I will stop here. I decided to come home by myself.
Mr. Sanneh, you put you on the final order. I'm ready to go.
When I was informed in America that we put you on the final order for you to go home, I said I will go. When they brought in my papers, they told me whether I'm going to sign it. I said, yes, I will sign the papers. I signed all those documents. They asked me whether I am ready to board the plane. I said, yes. I said, yes, I'm ready. I want to go home. Well, also, after boarding the plane, then they knew that this man is ready to go.
Because America luani if in yela kaito sign you have to say iko ntakela.
Because the American law, even after signing your documents and you suddenly turned and said, no, I don't want to go back. After boarding the plane and said, no, I will not go, I want to go, come down, they won't force you. They won't tie you up, they won't do anything to you. They will take you and change your detention status. If you are in an open detention, they will take you to a tight detention. And that's how you will stay there. Well, it is not worth that. Well, those who come and tell you when you go, don't tell the truth, don't speak, don't do that, don't do that, those people don't like you. They are just fooling you.
Modo sotota.
There was a person.
Akonyeho.
He told me.
Ibetala testify la.
You are going to testify.
Akonyeho ya mwele ko ya follow ko UN ya approve ya Jamaica senane.
And told me that UN has approved that Yaya Jammeh is coming back. I told him you are fooling each other here. If that's what's keeping you sitting down here and you refuse to tell the truth, you are fooling yourself. Where I am in America and I know how his things are here. If people are fooling each other saying Yaya is coming, he is coming, they are just worrying themselves. That man is looking for a place where he can run and hide. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of him. I went with him, I traveled with him, then I decided to dump him and go my way. And I came back to the Gambia. I'm still not afraid of him.
Iko e kala kole fang fenkene o mari be fande batandi kan.
If anybody wants to take up his affairs with you, you are just worrying yourself. That's what I have to tell the people, so that people will know. That man is looking for where to run and hide. He's looking for a place where he can run and hide. To say that he is coming. That's why some people are afraid. They are fooling themselves. That's what I want to make very clear here. I want people to hear that.
So
I will stop here.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Sanneh.
Chairman ko Numbara.
Thank you for coming to testify before the
Numbara isonta inata sedeyaro ke commission nyatilingola.
We are very grateful to you. This brings us to the end of the public hearing. And as I announced earlier, we would close this meeting, and then the committee on reconciliation would take over with the reconciliation event that I had announced with Mr. Sanneh Sabali and Mr. Edward Singate, who are going to be participating in that. Who are going to be participating in that event.
Saying chairman ko bi lungo siwobe danna janne barbitung kolu mambanjang katu mofula sotonta men ya lonko ipareta purka say nyokang ka muru nyokang ka badiya choki ka dia wala keta Sanneh Sabaliti aning Edward Singate. So committee o mem marta o say nyokang o kunyalla bitung wolle fanalu be ko tamandila say ning janjango keta wo bengole fanambina kela jang wala na commission le chairman ayole kankulaten sang aya fole num bari asaita wala kanteng pour molu salonko wala binakela.
Thank you. And Chairman, are we ready for the event?
Ako ala baraka bitum fo chairman pareta ko kamale bang.
They're here already. Fine. Thank you very much. Public meeting, a public hearing of the commission is adjourned. We meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Commission la jama bengo bantalen si benjan talantang sining somanda ala baraka.